अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। दिव्यद्वृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमाध श्रीमद्रत्नागार रत्नसिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद्राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवौ प्रेष्ठालीविसेव्यमानुः स्मरामि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। उल्लल बल्लव ललनाधर पल्लव पानोत्कम नौम समल्ली मालम हरिरे हल्ली शुकोल्लसितम। हे श्री सनातन प्रभु करुणाम्बुराशे, हे रूप दुर्गत जनैक दयावलोको, हे भट्टयुग्म सुमते रघुनाथ दास, श्रीजीव में कृतमंद मते दयाम द्राक। तुलसी काननम यत्र यत्र पद्म बनानि च, पुराण पठनम यत्र तत्र सन्निहितो हरिः। बोलो श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। I am very much glad seeing you all person again with me and in Vrindavan. I am very much happy that here in Bhavullas I am talking about Bhavullas. The Raghavatma Chandrika that gives the message of Bhavullas and the process and the way, various steps of Bhavullas, how a person can achieve them. This is described in a very condensed way in this book. This work was created by Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti, who is considered as the reincarnation of Sri Rup Goswami. Somebody says of Jeev Goswami also, but of Rup Goswami. And he appeared and lived in Vrindavan at the 17th, end of 17th and 18th century. He was here, and our ancestors, Sri Govardhan Bhatta Goswami, in the Bhaktamal and Bhakta Charitavali, he has described and depicted his contemporary, so many saints who was residing in Sri Vrindavan. He has given his parichay, and among them he is also giving the parichay of Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti. Chakravarti is Chakravarti. That means he is the emperor of all Rasik Jan. He is Chakravarti. And Vishwanath is Vishwanath, actually. He is the master of whole universe. So, Vishwanath Chakravarti has composed a book that is the gist of whole Bhakti Asamrit Sindhu's sadhan paddhati. Whatever sadhan paddhati, way of devotion was depicted and was suggested by Sri Rup Goswami Pad, leaving the other things and all other descriptions very sweet and short form, he has composed this book. And leaving the other things, those are, though everything is related to bhakti, even then, to get a very straight way to achieve our destination, he has given this book. And it is a very good book, and it is a handbook for we all persons who are the passengers of this Bhakti Marg. And by Bhakti Marg and Rag Marg, who want to reach and achieve the best upasya, the desired destination, best sadhan, the instrument, and best fruit, the prayojan. So to get the sarvottam upasya, sarvottam prayojan, and sarvottam sadhan, this book is a very good and very condensed way by which very easily and directly, without splitting from our path, we can run on that. So where you should jump, where you should go slow, all directions, all road instructions, signs are also given, as in the highway. They say, now no speed limit. Now they say, it is speed limit. Now you can not cross. In the same way, here, Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti sometimes runs, sometimes he goes very slow, sometimes he surpasses some things. So, yan asthaye naro rajan na pramadye karhichit dhavan nimilya netre naskhalet na patet eha. So this is the way where dhavan, this is the way where you can run. And running is where normally our pace is supposed to be there, and we are surpassing it, and we are not placing our pace on that place, but on the other place. We are surpassing something while we are going. That is dhavan, that is running. And sometimes naskhalet na patetaha, where our pace should be placed, and if it is not placed and it is placed nearer or onward, then it is skhalan, we will tremble. And if the other second space will also repeat it, then we will fall down. So na skhalet na patitaha. Skhalet means where our pace is required, pace is supposed to be there, and if it is not there and it is earlier, then it is trembling. And the other pace will be there, then we will fall down. So, Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti have this mind this thing, that a person, how he can earliest reach to his destination. So, without following line to line and every step and stopping in every stop, he is going as if he is running through a mail or express train, not the passenger train, who will stop at every station. But our path should be enlightened, and it should be not full of darkness. There should be light also, otherwise we cannot go, we cannot proceed to feel convenient. We require the light, and that light is the yadicha. Yadicha means kenape. Yadicha. परम स्वतंत्र केनापि भगवत तत्कृत जात भाग्योदयेन. So that is bhagya, bhagyoday. So that is yadicha. And yadicha is the kindness of Shri, mercy of Shri Prabhu. So mercy is the chandrika, it is the moonlight that will illuminate even the dark night also. And in darkness night we can move very easily if it is illuminated by by the moonlight. So it is chandrika, rag vartma chandrika. Rag is the rag bhakti that is not motivated by Shastra. Rag is such bhakti that is motivated by the greed, love. So if bhakti is motivated by greed, then it will be called rag bhakti. And if it is motivated and guided, motivated by Shastra Ajna, the order of Shastra, ordinance of Shastra, then it will be considered Vaidhi Bhakti. So Rag means the desire to get Shri Krishna's seva, that is motivated by the greed, by the love, that as Shri Krishna is under the guidance of his antaras, his parikar, in the same way, let me be in that parikar, and let me be among them, and can I also be the guide of Shri Krishna, and Krishna become under my control. This. So this controlling also a way of seva, that is not to conquer Shri Krishna. Actually it is seva. And Shri Krishna, a bhakta, always desire that I get such the position, such the status, where Shri Krishna also asks me my permission to do according to his work. And I may be the guide of Shri Krishna in this way. And I can bound Shri Krishna in my love. And that is the way of seva also. That is also a Bhagavad Bhakti. So Rag means the love for Shri Krishna that is motivated with the greed to more and more service for Shri Krishna. And Vartma means the way by which a person, without having any trouble, he can easily reach, and without any split, he can reach to his destination. Vart means marg, the way, the path. And Chandrika means it is moonlight that will illuminate our path. And Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti is giving us a very good torch so that we can reach easily to our destination. This book is based on the Sadhan Bhakti Lahari of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu mainly. And Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Sadhan Bhakti is described as Krita Sadhya Bhavet Sadhya Bhava Sa Sadhana Vidha. The actions those was done by our senses. Our senses are of three types. One is our antakaran or our mind. The second is our knowledge senses, and third are our working senses. So antakaran, jnanendriya and karmendriya. By any sense, if we are trying to please Shri Krishna and we are trying to do such activities by which Shri Krishna gets happiness and Krishna feel pleasant for us, then it is called Bhagavad Bhakti. So Kriti Sadhya, Kriti means by limbs, by our senses, that is performed. Sadhya Bhava Sa Sadhana Vidha, and its aim, its goal is to achieve the bhava, that means prem, that is called Sadhan Bhakti. And this Sadhan Bhakti is described by Shri Rup Goswami Pad in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the Purva Vibhag, second Lahari. As it is moonlight, so here two chapters are written. The first chapter is called Pratham Prakash, and it is Chandrika. So Chandrika has its light. So it is Ragvartma Chandrika, that means the first light. So Pratham Prakash, its light is first light that is described here. In Dvitiya Prakash of Ragvartma Chandrika, Vishwanath Chakravarti will arise so many questions, counter questions. Those are coming in this path and he is answering them. That what is as a Parkiya Bhav, if Shri Krishna is involved and engaged in the services of Shri Radharani, in the painting the alta on her feet, and he is not seeing any other thing, and we are praying here, that means that will be in vain. Who will listen our prayer? Because Shri Krishna is engaged, Shri Krishna is busy with Shri Radharani. So who will see us? And how Shri Krishna will take our services also there? So such questions, that is in Bhavallas, whatever a bhakti is performing, his bhakti, how Shri Krishna responds it and how Shri Krishna answers it, in which way. So such a questions, counter questions, those were described and those was answered in the second Prakash. But first Prakash is very much important, and we are having here only 5 days. So we will try to complete it as earlier as possible. So without going in the descriptions, we will go straight forward in this through this book, and we will go through this book. Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti saying that Shri Roop Sudhavadi Sudhaswadi Chakorebhyo Namo Namah Yesham Kripa Lavair Bakshe Rag Vartmani Chandrakam. I am offering my obeisances in the lotus feet of all Brahma Vaishnavas who are very much fond of tasting Shri Rupa Bhak Sudha, the nectar of Shri speech of Shri Rupa Goswami. So Shri Rupa Bhak Sudha Swadi. So here so many persons are here, and they are very perfect persons. They are very clever persons who knows that what is full of sweetness and what is sour and what is not sweet. They have this discrimination in their mind. So Shri Rupa Bhak Sudha Swadi, Shri Rupa Goswami, whatever Shri Rupa Goswami has said, Shri Bhaktagan always have aswad of Shri Rupa Goswami, and they are the best judge of Shri Rupa Goswami. As in the classroom, the students are the best judge of a teacher. In the same way, the readers are the best judge of a person, of a writer. So whatever Shri Rupa Goswami has said, they tasted it very beautifully, and they are just like the chakor. A chakor pakshi, a bird chakor, he always catches the nectar that is coming through the rays of a moon in the same way. And it is said that chakor always drinks the nectar and the drops that is coming from the various rays of from the moon. So Shri Rupa Bhak Sudha Swadi Chakorebhya Namo Namah. And I again and again salute to them. Namo Namah he is repeating, because by one salute I am not satisfied. I am so much grateful to those Vaishnavas, those works of Shri Rupa Goswami, that I am not feeling satisfaction by one salute. So repeatedly I Namo Namaha, I pay my obeisances in the lotus feet of Shri Rupa Goswami. Yesham Kripa Lavai Bakshe Rag Vartmani Chandrakam. And from Shri Rupa Goswami, the other persons who have tasted the sweetness of Shri Rupa Goswami's speech, I, by the kindness of those persons, I am Rag Vartmani Chandrakam Yesham Kripalai Bakshe. I also got this Chandrika that is reaching with me through those persons, and it is their kindness. So Bakshe, I will now recite that. I will repeat that. So in this way, the Mangalacharan and the obeisances of Prarthana of Shri Vaishnavagण, again he says, he enters. श्रीमद् भक्ति सुधाम्बोधे बिंदुर्यः पूर्व दर्शितः तत्र रागानुगा भक्ति संक्षिप्तात्र वितन्यते. Previously, I have also written 3 books. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Bindu. The second book is Ujjwal Nirmani Kiran and Bhagavatamrit Kana. So, I have written these 3 books, and in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu, previously a drop of that bhakti is described by me, but it is very much short. And so, Srimad Bhakti Sudhambodhe Bindurya Purva Darshita. So, that was very, that its swad, its taste was very much few. So, let me describe it so that we can taste it in a elaborate way and comprehensive way. Tatra Raganaga Bhakti Sankshiptatra Vitanyate. Even then, Raganaga Bhakti, I am going to describe it in a very Sankshipta way, in a condensed way, in a very Sankshipta way, concise way. Vaidhi Bhakti Bhave Shastram Bhaktau Chet Syat Pravartakam. Vaidhi Bhakti is if Shastra is motivator to do bhakti. Shastra says that you do this, and by the order of Shastra, by the motivation of Shastra, if a person is doing bhakti, then it will be called Vaidhi Bhakti. It shows that Ragana Bhakti is also Shastri. It is not without Shastra. The difference is this, that Ragana Bhakti is motivated by greed, by love, by desire. But Vaidhi Bhakti is motivated by Shastra Ajna. That is the difference only. But both are, either it is Vaidhi Bhakti or Raganaga Bhakti, both are always commanded and guided by Shastra. They are not violating Shastra in any way. So they always follow Shastra. So Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganaga Bhakti is also a Shastri Bhakti. Only difference is this: when the motivator is Shastra, then it will be called Vaidhi Bhakti, and if the motivator is love, then it will be called Raganaga Bhakti. तो रागानुगा भवेत स्यात् चेत् भक्तौ लोभ एव प्रवर्तका. भक्तौ प्रवृत्ति अत्र स्यात् चिकीर्षा तच्चिकीर्षा सुनिश्चया शास्त्र लोभात् चिकीर्षु स्यात् आताम तत् अधिकारिणो. Then who is the adhikari of Bhagavad Bhakti? Now the question arises that who is the adhikari of Bhagavad Bhakti? So, to decide the adhikar sampatti, he says, Bhaktau pravrutti atasya chikirsha yatsu nishchaya tat chikirsham सुनिश्चय शास्त्र लोभात चिकित्सु स्यात् स्ताम अतरथ अधिकारिणो. So Vaidhi Bhakti, the adhikari of Vaidhi Bhakti is a person who is doing bhakti by the motivation and order of Shastra. Then he will called Vaidhi Bhakti adhikari. And if this bhakti is become from the love then it will be called Raganuga Bhakti. Shastra says that you should do always Bhagavad Bhakti. Smartabhya Satam Vishnu Vismartabhyo na Jatu Chet. If a person is also having faith in Ved, but he is not having faith in Shri Krishna or in Vishnu, only having the faith in Vedas, it will not count. Shri Hiranyakashipu also has faith in Ved. He also has the concept of Brahma. Atma is immortal, Atma is eternal. He says everything, and he is describing Brahma as the absolute reality and absolute tattva. Even then, he is not having faith and devotion in the lotus feet of Shri Vishnu. Then he is considered as Asur. The Shrigal Vasudev, Mithya Vasudev, he was also having faith in Ved, in Brahma, but he is considering that me is Brahma, I am Brahma, I am Ishwar. And why are you worshipping the Vasudev? Real Vasudev is me. He has the faith in Shri Brahma. Even then, he is saying that I am Vasudev. Such Ahangrahopasana is not admissible. He is saying that I am the Brahma, I am the Vasudev, and he is not having faith in Vasudev, so that Shri Krishna killed him. In the same way, Hiranyakashipu is having faith in Brahma, and he is considering that Brahma is the all Param Tattva, and it is eternal, it is immortal, all pervading, everything, and full of joy. Even then, he is not accepting that a form of Parabrahma is Vishnu. He is considering that Brahma is the best form of Parabrahma, not the Vishnu and his incarnations, or Shri Krishna and his incarnations. And he is doing tap of Brahma, and he is praying Brahmaji as the supreme reality, the supreme and eternal tattva. And that is why he was not accepted and he was not supported by Shri Prahlad and other Bhakt, Naradji. Because Jeev cannot be the Upas. Brahma is in the category of Tatastha Shakti. Only Vishnu and his incarnation, his expansions should be the Param Tattva. If it is Nirvishesh, then it is Brahma. And if Savishesh Swarup is there, then it should be only Vishnu and Vaishnav. Vishnu and his incarnations, his expansions. And the best and the supreme Partattva is Shri Krishna, and in Krishna Brahma is there, in Krishna Paramatma is there, but in Brahma Krishna is not there. The sweetness of Krishna is not there. In Paramatma the sweetness of Shri Krishna is not there. Only any few qualities of Shri Krishna rests in Paramatma. His existence rests in Brahma, but the sweetness and other kindness, those are not resting in Brahma. So Brahma rests in Krishna. Shri Krishna does not rest in Brahma. Shri Krishna and Brahma is not different. Shri Krishna and Paramatma is not different. But Shri Krishna is different from Paramatma. Shri Krishna is different from the Brahma. So bhaktau pravrutti atrasyat chikisha sunishchaya. If a person is doing chikisha, want to do bhakti and sunishchaya, and he is considering that I should serve Shri Krishna, then shastra lobhat chikishu syat. If he is practicing Bhagavad Bhakti by Shastra Lobh, by the motivation and the greed that was installed by Shastra, and by Shastra if he is doing Bhagavad Bhakti, devotion, then he will be adhikari of Raganuga Bhakti. So here he has described who is eligible for Ragatmika Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti, Ragatmika Bhakti. The eligible person is who have the greed motivated by Shastra. He is the eligible person. And now, what is the symbol? What is the symptoms of that greed? Lobh. Shri Rupa Goswami says, Tatra lobho lakshata swayam Shri Rupa Goswami charane. Shri Rupa Goswami is describing and defining the lobh, the greed. Tattat bhavadhi madhurye shrute dhir yadapekshate natra shastram na yuktim cho tal lobhotpatti lakshanam. As previously I have described that Raganuga Bhakti is also a Shastri Bhakti. It is not violating the Vedajna. It is also described in Vedas. Even then, the difference is that the motivator is not Ved. Motivation is coming from lobh. So if the motivation is coming from lobh, then it is called Raganuga Bhakti, Ragatmika Bhakti. And if the motivation is coming from Shastra, then it will be called, it is Vaidhi Bhakti. So tattat bhavad madhurya, while a person is relishing and realizing the sweetness of Shri Krishna, dhir yadapekshate, his intellect is not staying, his intellect is not resting on Ved, on Shastra, but it is resting, it is spouting from the lobh. So if it is spouting from the lobh, natra shastram na yuktim cho, neither he cares that what Shastra says, and neither he cares that what the yukti, the other conditions and other arguments says, that for the time period I will recite Shri Krishna Nam, I will do rounds, and at that time, if I would be on my computer and have the business, then I can earn so many dollars at that time. So Yukti says that do not spend your time. You spend your time to earn the money. But the lovi persons leaves everything and he works according to his love. A person who is have interest in liquor, then he will drink the liquor, he will drink the bhang, but not Bhagavad Bhakti. So that is the thing. So natra shastram na yuktim cha. What Shastra says, he does not care for that. And neither he will care for yukti, the other arguments, that this time you should do this, in this way you can get this thing. So such a yukti, such the arguments are not admissible there, they are not accepted by that person. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti gives his commentary on this verse in Karika of Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti, Sri Rup Goswami ji, कि तत्त भावादि माधुर्य श्रुते धीर यदपेक्षते नात्र शास्त्रम न युक्तिम च. He says that Brijlila Parkarastha Shangaradi Bhava Madhurya Shrute. While a person is hearing the sweetness of the erotic love of Shri Brij, Madhur Bhakti of Shri Brij, Shangaradi Bhava Madhurya Shrute, he decides that idam mam bhuyat. As Shri Brijgopikagan, Shri Yashoda, Shri Sakhagan of Shri Krishna, friends of Shri Krishna, is relishing the sweetness of Shri Krishna. If I would be there, and if I would be among them, then I will also would have understood and would have relished that thing. So idam mam bhuyat, such relishment should be of mine also. It should be said the lobhotpatti. Iti lobhotpatti kale shastra yukti apeksha nasyat. And he is not caring for shastra. That what shastra says. He is getting the motivation direct from the pastimes of Shri Krishna, Krishna Leela. He is not gone through the books. He is just listening, and by listening it, he is thinking that let me relish this sweetness and I should be there, and if I would be there, then how it will be relishing. So nahi kenchit shastra drishtya lobha kriyate. Nobody do greed by shastra. Greed comes directly from the person, directly from the object. He has not read. So by shastra drishtya he is not doing any lobh. Nahi lobhniya vastugane swasya yogya yogyatva vicharaha. And neither a person have this consideration that am I legible to this or not. He does not care for his legibility, that am I eligible for that or not. He is not caring for that. So केदिशे शास्त्र दृष्टया लोभ क्रियते नहीं लोभनीय वस्तु प्राप्तौ स्वस्य योग्य योग्यता विचारः. Actually, he will not be considered as a greedy person if he is doing that. Let me get the eligibility, then I will get. So that is not the lobe. Lobe always becomes, always manifests when a person is desiring the thing that is out of his reach, then it will call lobe. And if it is his gain, if it is in according to his ability, capability, if he is getting that, so that is his adhikar, that is his adhikar, that will call, that is not, that will not call greed. So it is my possession, so he will take the thing as this is my thing, my asset, he will take it in that way. So he will not call it will not be called that he is greedy to that person. So नहि केंचित् शास्त्रस्य लोभ क्रियते नापि लोभने वस्तौ स्वस्य योग्य अयोग्यत्व विचारः. He will not consider that am I eligible to this or not, I match to this thing or not. He will not ever think like that. कोऽपि भवति किंतु लोभनीय वस्तु श्रुते दृष्टे स्वत एव लोभ उत्पद्यते. But in a desired thing, naturally the greed arises and greed comes. So he want to get that thing. The interest comes and he, by that interest, he want to take that thing. सच भगवत कृपा हेतु को अनुरागी भक्त कृपा हेतु कश्चित द्विविधा. And now this interest arises, this interest comes, emits. Why? The kripa, and kripa is of two types. Either the kripa is from Shri Krishna, or the kripa is coming through the Bhaktagan, Krishna Parikar or Krishna Bhaktagan. So Bhagavata kripa hetu ko anuragi bhakta kripa hetu kaschat dvividha. So by Raganuga Bhakti or the involvement in Shri Krishna, attachment to Shri Krishna, we will get Shri Krishna, we can achieve Shri Krishna with that involvement, and that involvement always comes by the kindness either of Shri Krishna or the Krishna Bhaktagan or Krishna Parikar. So Krishna Kripa Hetu Kaha Anuragi Bhakta, either it will come from the Anuragi Bhakta, the lovers of Shri Krishna, or Kalachit Shri Krishna. It should be remembered that Shri Krishna seldomly do kripa. Normal kripa is always coming through the Gurudev, by the Krishna Bhakta. And there are very few examples of a Krishna kripa. Shri Muchkunda is sleeping in a cave, and Shri Krishna himself goes and arises him, and then Shri Muchkund get the kindness of Shri Krishna. But such the examples are very few, that Shri Krishna is going and doing kripa on Muchkund. Normally, the Bhakta want to get Shri Krishna, and always this kripa comes by the motivation and by the suggestion of any Bhakta. So Bhakta kripa hetu ko duvidha. Now the Bhakta kripa is also of two types. One is Praktan and other is Adhunik. The Praktan means in past he has done anything, and the Sant has bestowed his kripa on the person, and then in this sadhan, in this life, he is getting the kripa. As Shri Gajendra, at the time of his end of his life, when a coconut he has caught his leg, and he is immediately the pura bhakti is emitting in her heart, but the kripa is of past. Shri Agastya Rishi has previously was very much kindful to his disciple, and that due to that kripa, at this time the kripa is coming, and he is the Swayam Prakash Bhakti is arising in his heart. So that is Praktan Kripa. On sometimes at this time they get Kripa in this life, that as Ajamil got Shri Krishna Nam and he recited the Narayan Nam at the moment of his death, and if the Krishna Nam is recited at the moment of death, then there is no chance to forget it, because now he is not going to do any pap or evil, because his life is going to finish. Then the effect of Harinam will remain stable and constant, because there is no chance of aparadh, namaparadh, because on deathbed, if he is taking Harinam, then there is no chance of further offences he will commit. And at that time, the Harinam will come only if he has repeatedly taken shelter of Harinam in his whole life, and he is always meditating Shri Harinam, always remembering Harinam. Then Shri Harinam at the moment of death will appear on his tongue, will manifest on his tongue. So the Harinam that is in at the moment of death, that is Kripamay, and it creates the very great result, because there is a stable result, because there is no chance of doing Namaparad or Vaishnavaparad or Sevaparad, because he is at that time he will get senselessness. So the effect of Harinam will not normalize or neutralize, so that will stay. So the Hari Bhakti is of Krishna, the Raganuga Bhakti is of two types. Either it is coming from the Kripa of Shri Krishna, but it is very much rare. But normally the Kripa is coming by Sant Kripa. So Sant Kripa is the main thing. तो तत्र कृपा हित को दुविधा प्राक्तन आधुनिकश्च, प्राक्तन पौर्वभाविक तादृश भक्त कृपा कृपोत्थत्व. The Praktan, the previous kripa, previous kindness is in Paurva Bhavik, in his early life, he have done something, and then this bhakti will come. If a person is taking one thing more, in Bhakti Sandarbhi he describes, Shri Jiva Goswami describes like that at the time of death, moment of death, if Harinam comes, then it becomes the cause of the appearance of Shri Krishna even. While at the time of death, Shri Ajamil listened the Harinam and he recites the Harinam, he speaks the Narayan Nam, then it becomes the cause of the appearance and the Sakshatkar of Shri Narayan Seva. So that is very much important, that at the last time a person listens the Harinam and he recites the Harinam, because there is no chance of Sevaparad, Namaparad, as well as it will be a cause of the appearance of Shri Krishna, Sakshatkar of Shri Krishna. That's all. So Praktan Paurva Bhavik Tadrish Bhakti Kripayascha. In Paurva Bhavik means in his previous life, a sant has kindful to the person, and by that he can also get this rag bhakti also. Adnika, that means etat janma avadhi tadrish bhakti kripotha. And the reason is this, that etat janma avadhit tadrish bhakti kripotha. In this life, avadhit, continuously, constantly, he is having the satsang with any guru or any Shravan guru or sant. So, if a person is constantly getting the satsang with a person, so then this bhakti will be also very much constant. So, etat janmavadhi, from the beginning or in his lifetime, tadrish bhakti kripot, the sant kripa he is getting, and by that sant kripa he will get the rag, lobh, and by lobh if he will do, then he will get his result, his destination. Adya sati lobhantaram tadrish gur charanashrayam. In praktan means previous lobh, the cause of lobh, if it is previous, then it should be considered that adya sati in sant kripa lobh, previous tadrish gur charanashrayanam, he would have taken the shelter of Srimad Gurudev in his previous life, or he would have some respect or some seva of any sant, and by that kripa he can get here Bhagat Bhajan. As Srimad Bhrt, its Drishtanta is Srimad Bhrt. Srimad Bhrt has, Vrtasur has done Bhagavad Bhakti in previous life. When he is Vritrasur, in his Asur life, he is not doing any bhajan. He has not done any bhajan. He has not done any niyam. No niyam, Kartik niyam seva he has done. Even then, at the moment of death, and at that place, in that realm where everyone is trying to kill the other person, at the battlefield, he got the bhakti. So how it is possible? Where the all disturbing elements are present, even then he is having such a great bhakti and shuddha bhakti कि आम तरफ हरे तरफ आदि मूल दासान दासो भक्तास हुआ. He is getting this bhakti. So this is due to the kripa of Shri Narad and Engl, what he got in his previous life. So Tadish Guru Charanashrayanam, and he is taking the ashraya of Shri Naradji. He is taking the ashraya of Shri Engl Muni, so that he get by the kindness the bhakti at the same time emits in his heart, arises in his heart. And Dvitiya Guru Charanashrayam Lok Pravritti. The other is the Dviti, that means in this life, normally bhakti pravritti arises if a person has sampark or association with Shri Gurudev, and if he is having the association with Shri Gurudev, then Tadish Guru Charana Ashrayam. Tadish means if he has this fortune that his Guru is also Raga Guru, Ragatmak Guru, then he will get Shri Bhagavad Bhakti. And it is very much fortunate, those persons are very much fortunate who get the Guru who is of the Raganuga mark. So by that he will get this, so he is the very, very much fortunate person. So Lohanta Tadish Guru Acharam. Dvitiya Guru Charanashrayantaram Loh Pruttir Bhavati. And when he surrenders himself in the lotus feet of Shri Gurudev, Raganuga Gurudev, then he will also get Bhagavad Bhakti. So Guru Charanashrayantaram Loh Pravritti. Previously he will surrender himself in the lotus feet of Shri Gurudev, and then he will get the Bhagavad Bhakti. Guru Padashraya Tasmat Krishna Namadi Sikshanam Dikshadi Sikshanam Vishrambhena Guru Seva. So these three things are the entry of Bhagavad Bhakti. Guru Padashraya, he is taking initiation from Shri Gurudev. Vishrambhena Guru Seva and initiation. So first he should surrender, then he should take the initiation, and then Guru Seva. Then he will get the lobh. Because normally Guru have this tendency and have this practice. This is his routine, that he always in every way he has a connection with Shri Bhagavad Bhakti. Either he is eating or he is sleeping, always he is having some relation with, and his whole routine is related to in any way with Shri Krishna. So if he will go to Shri Gurudev, then he will see that Gurudev is busy, involved in Bhagavad Bhakti, or every moment he is in Bhagavad Bhakti. So in that way he will naturally and easily get great benefit to the person. So ye Guru Charanashrayam Guru Charanashraya Anantaram Loh Pravritti Bhavati Taduktam Krishna Tadbhakta Karunya Matra Labhaika Hetuta Pushta Margataya Kaishchit Iyam Ragan Uchyate. Krishna Tadbhakta Karunya. Either a person will get Karuna, kindness from Shri Krishna, mercy from Shri Krishna, or Tadbhakta, the mercy from his Bhakt. And that is the only cause, the mercy is only cause of लोभ. So Krishna Tadbhakta Karunya Matra Labhaika Hetuna. So the lobe will come by the association of Sri Krishna. And that association is the only hetu of Bhagavad Bhakti. Pushta Marga Te Akashyat. It is described by Sri Ballabhacharya as Pushta Marg, and in Srimad Bhagavat, Poshanam Tadunugraha. The anugraha of Sri Krishna is called Poshan or Pushti. And Pushti is this, where the sadhan and sadhya both are one. In sadhana avastha, the sweetness is not relished, but in siddha avastha, the sweetness is relished. But the thing is always sweet due to his deficiency, his capability. The sweetness is not realized. So Pushtamarg Te Akashyat, and Shri Harai Prabhu says that Pushtamarg Te, that means where the sadhana is sadhya, sadhana is itself, sadhana is sadhya, that is called Pushtamarg or Raganuga Marg. So this is the specialty of our path, that in our path, in our way, the sadhan bhakti is also of the same grade. Relishment can be other, but the thing is the same, that will be at the perfection, that will be achieved at the perfection. Though we have not gotten even the perfection, but even then here we are in the sadhana avastha, we are also having the same thing. The mishri is the same, sugar is the same, but in the when we are diseased, having the disease, and we are sick, at the sick position, we are not relishing it, and while we will get at the perfection, then we will realize it. And that perfection can be achieved before and after we got diseased, our death. So in both way we can get it. So Krishna Tadbhakta Karunya Matra Labhaika Hetata, Krishna and his Bhakta, this, their karunya is only hetu, and it is described Kaishchit by some acharyas as Pushtamar, and we are giving it a name Raganuga. So it is Raganuga. We are not giving, it is also Shastri, but we are emphasizing and we are calling that bhakti by the name of Shri Raganuga. So Pushtamarga Te Akashit Iyam Raganugo Ga Uchyate. Then he says, Tatascha Tadrit Lohavato Bhaktasyo Lobhni Tadbhapta Praptyopayam Jigyasayam Satyam. Tatascha Tadrish Lohavato Bhaktasyo. If a bhakta is having lobh, that as Shri Krishna is bowing his head and resting his head in the lotus feet of Shri Radharani, on the toe of Shri Radharani, how greatness and the mahima of Shri Radharani is being manifested. What a great love Shri Radharani has for Shri Krishna, that Shri Krishna is himself surrendering and himself praying in the lotus feet of Shri Radharani. Will I get a little bit of that love in me? A little piece of that love can I get with me, so that I can feel the attachment of Shri Krishna toward me. Now, I am not having attachment towards Shri Krishna, and as I am not having attachment and love for Shri Krishna, exactly, so Shri Krishna is neglecting me. But if I would have gotten a little piece of that love, a little bit of that love, even then Shri Krishna will be attracted to me, and he will take my services that is offered with love. So tasasya tadrish lobhvata. So this greed arises seeing and listening the love for Shri Gopis, love of Shri Krishna and Gopis to each other. And will I be among them? So tasya tadrish lobhato bhaktasyo lobhniya tadbhava prapti upayam. Then he will seek that from where I can get the way by which I can achieve this love. So the procedure, what is the procedure? What will be the procedure by that I can achieve the kindness of Shri Krishna to me? Because the Rag Bhakti is always coming, the resource of Rag Bhakti is always Shri Krishna Kripa or Krishna Bhakti Kripa. So, how I can get that Kripa, Krishna and Krishna Bhakti Kripa? So, the person will, neophyte person will seek that by which resource I can get this love. So tadrish lobhato bhaktasyo lobhniya tad bhakti upaya jigyasayam. He will get the jigyasa, he will get the query from where I can get with such the bhav, such emotions by which Shri Krishna is attracted to me also, and he can bestow his kindness to me also. Then Shastra Yukti Apeksha Syat. Then he will go and he will seek the Shastra. He will try to go through Shastra, then what the way Shastra is addressing, suggesting for me. So here, pravritti in bhakti is, entrance in bhakti is coming from the lobh, not from Shastrajna. First lobh, then Shastrajna. And in Vaidhi bhakti, first Shastra Ajna and then lobh. That is the difference. So previously he got, while listening and seeing Shri Krishna, he is seeing the picture, he is seeing any Raslila or drama on the stage, and he is seeing the Git Govind, ke Dehe Padpallam Udaram, Shri Krishna is saying, and then he seeks that how I can get this love. Then lobhniya bhakti, lobhniya tadbhav prapti upaya jigyasayam. So let me get the procedure by which I can get such the love by which Shri Krishna becomes attracted to me also. Shastra Yukti Apeksha Syat. Then he will seek the Shastra. He will just touch the Shastra, टटोलेगा शास्त्र को, and then शास्त्र विधिनैव शास्त्रे शास्त्र प्रतिपादित युक्तैव तत् प्रदर्शनान नान्यथा. Because he knows that Shri Krishna can be achieved by Shastra Vidhi. And Krishna is so kind for we Jeev that Shri Krishna always Shri Krishna has described the path, described the way, that if you will go through Shastra, tasmat shastram pramanante karyakare vyavastitau. Shastra is the only way by which you can decide that what to do and what to not. So do and don'ts all are decided by Shastra. So Shastra, तो शास्त्र विधिनैव शास्त्र प्रतिपादित युक्त्यैव. The yukti are also, the arguments are also, the evidences are also from Shastra, and the way is also from the Shastra. Tat pradarsanat nanyatha. The way can be, the path can be achieved not by any other way. Yatha. And now he is giving a very beautiful and exact udharan. A person is seeing that one person is very much healthy and very much smart, and he says, "Oh, you are so healthy person. Seeing you, I am also interested in you, and I want to know that from there what diet you take. So, which is the way and which is the diet that you take, and you are getting so healthy." So यथा दुग्धादि लोभे सति कथम मैं दुग्धादिकम भावित. I am taking so many medicines, but even I am so lean and thin, I am so unhealthy, and every moment I feel that I am not a fit person. I feel always in every work unfit. So how you got this health? The person says that I have done dugdha kalp. That means I have taken for some day only milk of cow. Previously the quantity of the milk was very few. Gradually I increased it and reduced the other diets, and in this way for 1 month or a 15 days I increases gradually the quantity of milk, the dharoshna, the very new milk, without boiling, unboiled. Yes, fresh milk, without boiling. And then gradually I reduced that. Previously I felt very much uncomfortable. Loose motions was there, and something, and some vomiting was also there, and I lost the taste in dugdha. Something was, even then my doctor allowed me and he guided me that you should continue this treatment, and you should take this as a treatment and as a medicine in this way. And then gradually, first of all, sometimes I became much more weak. Even then, gradually I felt that I am getting healthy, and my whole difficulties and deficiencies, those was removed, the sickness was removed, and I get a very much healthy person gradually. So after Rechak, then I get myself stronger and stronger. So first of all, you should change your lifestyle. You arise at 8 a.m. p.m. 8 a.m. but now you should arise at 3 a.m. and you should purchase a cow and you should serve him, and after feeding him and getting her feed, then after feeding him, then when cow is very ready, then you milk him, and while you are milking, and that hot milk, that fresh milk, you take according to the instruction of your doctor, that means me. And according to, if you will do that, then you will get, and in this quantity, on this time, you will take these doses of milk, then you will get yourself healthy. So what you have to do and what not, you should go according to doctor's instructions. So yatha dugdhadi lobhe sati katham be dugdhadikam bhavet. He asked that how I can get from here I can get this milk, fresh milk. No, don't trust on any other gaushala. You have to purchase the cow yourself, and you take you serve to the cow yourself, and then you will get by the Gau Mata, that kripa, you will get that. So katham me dugdhadikam bhavet tadupas jigyasayam. When he asked that, tad abhigyapt jan kritopadesh vakya apeksha syat. There he also requires that that abhigyan, that wise person, what instructions he is giving. So tad upadesh vakya apeksha syat. So he requires some instructions from his instructor. Tatas gam krinatu bhavan. He said, gam krinatu bhavan, you should purchase a cow. And tadushe bhakyat gava nayanat ghasa pradhan dohan prakranadikam tatas shikshen. Then you give grass to cow in this way. So gava nayan, go anayan means first of you bring the cow to your home, and then ghasa pradhan, you feed grass to cow, and dohan prakranam, this is the way how you will milk the cow. So dohan prakranadikam tatsa shikshen. He will give the instructions and give the classes of that. So he will teach everything swataha, and then he will get himself ready. In the same way, a person should always take shelter of Srimad Gurudev and Shiksha Guru. So first of all, the person will listen something, and listening something or seeing some drama or some film of Shri Krishna, he gets the interest in Shri Krishna, love in Krishna, greed in Krishna. Then he will go to Guru. And Guru are of 4 types, 5 types. The first Guru is Antaryami Guru. But nobody cares Antaryami Guru. Antaryami Guru, the conscience, always instructs us, but we neglect his instructions. The main Guru are Acharya Guru, and Acharya Guru are of 4 types. One Acharya Guru is Shravan Guru. The second is Shiksha Guru. The third is Diksha Guru. and fourth is Sadguru. By the listening of Shri Krishna Katha, one will get greed or interest in Shri Krishna. So by Shravan Guru, the love increases. Love arises, bonds, and it increases also. So first is Shravan Guru. The second Guru is he is Siksha Guru. By in the association of other persons, he will get the Siksha Guru, and Siksha Guru will say, yes, you come with me, and as I am respecting Shri Gurudev, you should also bow in the lotus feet of Shri Gurudev or Vaishnava. This is the way how you will salute a Vaishnava, how you will listen Shri Krishna Katha. So the paddhati, the way of sadhan bhakti, he will teach. The Diksha Guru is who make our relationship with Shri Krishna and our ties with Shri Krishna. Diksha Guru will do all these things. As a priest makes a girl and boy a spouse, a dampati, in the same way Shri Diksha Guru creates the sambandha with Shri Brahma, and then he gives the person to Siksha Guru also. Again, he may be himself Siksha Guru, or Shravan Guru, Siksha Guru, and Diksha Guru may be the different persons. Sometimes they may be the one person. And then, if he is very much happy, and then he places his palm on our forehead, then by his kindness, some things comes by Kripa Shakti, and the Leela can be seen, or the Sattvic Bhav, Ashru, Romanch, Kamp, all these Sattvic Bhav, natural reactions will become in our body. So these are Guru. So here Siksha Guru is very much important, and in this way, by the Siksha Guru, he will do his bhajan. So, yes, a Sadguru is very much kindful, and everyone can be in among all these 3 or 4. Sadguru can be there, and when he places his palm, his hand on our forehead, then we will get the result of bhakti. We will get the result of our sadhan felt. Otherwise, they will not be felt, and the sweetness will gradually come and will be intense more and more in our life. So, yathagni medhasya amritasya goshu bhuvyannan udyamne cha vrittim yogai manusya adhyante hitvam guleshu buddhya kaviyo vadanti. As in Ashtamaskandha, Devata is praying Shri Krishna, and they saying yathagni medhasya. As in the wood, the fire is there, but while it is churned, then the Agni will arise. So yatha agnim edhasya. In edha means in wood, the Agni arises, emits. Amritam cha goshu. The Amrit is in cows. Bhuvi annam. In Prithvi, in the earth, the Anna is there, grain is there, and Udyamne cha vrittim. And if a person will do Udyam, That means constantly he will work, then he will get the dhan, he will get the profit, wealth. Yogai manusya adhiyanti. And to that a person has to use some tricks. If he will not use some tricks, some way, some tricks, then he cannot get fire. Wood is there, but unless he is using some procedure, some tricks, the churning of that and how it should be churned, then he will not get the fire. In the same way, amritam cha goshu, the milk is with cow, but unless a person knows the way of milking, then he cannot got the milk. So procedure is very much important, and Shraddha Guru is Shiksha Guru is very much important. By Shiksha Guru he will get the way. Or Bhuvi Annam, in Prithvi Anna is there, but by tactics, by the way and procedure, a person will get the crop. Otherwise, otherwise he will not get the crop. And Bhuvi Annam or Udyamne cha Vrittim, and Vyapar, by that he will get the Vrittim, he will get the profit, the wealth. And in the same way, Yogai Manusya Adhiyanti. If a person will do Bhakti Yoga, then he will get by Yoga, by Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga or Bhakti Yoga, he will get Twam. He will get Twam, Gunesh Buddhya Kaviyo Vadanti. In this way, the Kavi, the wise persons, always says that by Bhakti Gun, a person can achieve you even. So this is the way of sadhan bhakti, and raganuga bhakti is the way, is a style of way of sadhan bhakti. So there are two types of sadhan bhakti. One type is Vaidhi bhakti, and other type is raganuga bhakti. And now Sri Rupa Goswami is he will describe how a person should act and should adopt the procedure. Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. Govind Jai Jai, Gopal Jai Jai, Govind Radha Raman Hari Govind Jai Jai, Radha Raman Hari Govind Jai, Govind Jai Jai, Gopal Jai Jai, Govind Jai Jai, Gopal Jai Jai, Radha Raman Hari Govind Jai Jai, Radha Raman. Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. Any question? And she asks.
So, tad bhavadi madhurye shrute dhir yad apekshate natra shastram na yuktim cha tal lobha utpatti lakshanam. Lobhasya utpatti lakshanam. Kintu lobhasya kim lakshanam? What is is there a verse?
So he has given the definition of lobh, that where a person is not caring that what Shastra says and what Yukti says, that is the lobh. So lobh means though person is not capable or eligible to the thing, even then he is desiring. So desiring is a lakshan of lobh without considering that am I eligible to this or not. It is that.
Is there a karika in the Sindhu for lobh lakshana?
So previously I think that this verse is also itself is the definition. तत्त भावादि माधुर्य श्रुते धीर यदपेक्षते नात्र शास्त्रम न युक्तिम. That is also a tatastha lakshana of lobh, tatastha lakshana of yog. But lobhotpatti lakshana. So this is tatastha lakshana of lobhotpatti. But the desire, that is let me sushrusha, let me shravan ichha, seva ichha. That is sushrusha is the lakshana. The desire is its lakshana.
One more question. When it was defined that lobh arises through Bhagavad Kripa and Bhagavad Bhakta Kripa, and Bhagavad Bhakta Kripa is also categorized into two types, Praptani
and Adhaniki.
In the Sindhu, it says Praptani Adhuniki Cha. It cannot be only one of two, it has to be both. Praptani Adhuniki Chaiva Yasya Sad Bhakti Vasana Esha Bhakti Rasaswado Tasyaiva Hridi
Jayate.
So the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu seems to indicate that both are needed.
Both are related. Even then, yes, that is very much important.
Yeah.
And you are right. You are right, because if a person has a desire, but he is not doing even, so sometimes the praktani, sometimes it emits itself, and there is no other cause even then. Even then, as Shri Nalkuvar Manigrib or Shri Vritrasur or Shri Gajendra, they have praktani vasana, and having praktani vasana, when they get such the moment and such the situation that they are living their life, and their life is going to finish, even then, at that time, Shri Bhakti, by its Swayam Prakash Vritti, self so Swayam Prakash. So that Bhakti, she itself emits.
This verse about Praktana Aduniki Chasti Yasya Sat Bhakti Vasana, it is not talking about the awakening of greed. This is the adhikar for the rasa swadan, a completely different subject.
Yes, yes.
The point is that unless there is lobha, the experience of prema or bhakti rasa in Raganuga Bhakti is not going to be there. So Sri Rupa Goswami is saying that there must be previous, there has to be some previous bhakti vasana, and there also has to be bhakti vasana in this life. Here it indicates that either it can be from previous lives or it can be in this life also, bhakti vasana, because that verse also speaks of bhakti vasana.
Yes.
And here also the lobh is a vishesh, bhakti vasana vishesh, basically. So does it require both lives, or can it also happen in this life alone?
Yes. Sometimes both line, sometimes individual.
Yeah. Okay.
Both can be there.
But this is the subject of
Adhikar.
meaning the Raganuga sadhana, and this verse that he's quoting is the adhikar for rasa swadan in the stage of rati. It's a completely different subject. One is sadhana bhakti, one is bhav bhakti, and afterwards.
That is also good. Even then, some seed of bhakti vasana.
Yeah.
So that seed is woven at this life or in previous life. That may be. Normally, it has a woven in previous life. Previous life. And in directly or indirectly, the Sant Kripa is the cause. Without Sant Kripa, because Krishna Kripa normally does not moves without Sant Kripa. Krishna Kripa is always, as you know, that it requires the wheelchair. It is lamp. Krishna Kripa is lamp. And Krishna always required the wheelchair. Krishna Kripa requires the wheelchair. And that wheelchair is Sant Kripa. And through Sant Kripa, the Krishna Kripa comes.
Today also your ancestor Srila Raghunath Bhatta Goswami,
Yes.
Hiruba Titi.
Yes, of course. Raghunath.
Even we jivas and even the Brahma and the demigods, we both have the Tatastha Shakti of the Lord.
Yes.
But we have a favorable situation to get into devotion, and then the demigods and Brahma, so both being the Tatastha Shakti, we have a better situation to get into bhakti than them, or they have an elevated position to get into bhakti.
No, we can get bhakti. I'm not understanding your question. Even then, we can do bhakti motivated by any demigod even or any Jeev Shakti. And Gurudev is also among the Jeev Shakti, Tatastha Shakti. Brahma is also among the Tatastha Shakti. But Shri Krishna, our upasya will not be a Jeev. So that why here is described that Jeev cannot be upasya. And if Brahma is thinking, Hiranyakashipu is thinking that I should serve Shri Brahma, and my goal is to getting the merger in Brahma Sahaj. And for that, if he is saying that Brahma is also a part of Brahman, so let me serve and let me do the devotion of Brahma, serve Shri Brahma. And if he is doing that, that is not proper. And even Shri Shiva is Vishnu Tattva. Brahma is not Vishnu Tattva. So the upasana of Krishna is the main thing, and who is not Swarup Shakti of Shri Krishna, he cannot be the upasya, ultimate upasya. Thank you. Jai Radha. Jai. Jai.
Some milk, little milk. Now a little dud.
Yeah.
Because you told that you have to drink dud. Just go, we will go.
That to do. जरूरत नहीं है समझ। Yes, yes. Yeah.